framework of the European Union plays a significant role in promoting the political culture and political values of the European Union. The major sources of political culture and political values are the founding treaties of the European Union. First of all, it is the Treaty of Rome of 1958, which created the European Economic Community. Then it is actually the Treaty of European Union or Treaty of Maastricht of 1991, which first formulated the major principles and major political values of the European Union, which afterwards became the political culture of the European Union. And at the moment, the major treaty is the Treaty of Lisbon, which was elaborated in 2007 on the basis of the European Constitution, the project which unfortunately failed in 2004-2005 due to some problems in certain member states. But the major principles of political values and political culture of the European Union, which were promoted on the basis of European constitutions, afterwards were transferred to the Treaty of Lisbon, which was passed in 2010, and at the moment it is the major source of political values and political culture within the European continent. If we take the European Union as political institution, one should single out the major elements or major features of political culture of the European Union. It is not only democracy, but also freedom, equality, tolerance, and also rule of law. The last one plays a significant role at the moment due to the fact that the European Union is one of the best practices of good governance, and this is actually the story of success in comparison with other supranational institutions and integration structures. The major legal document promoting the political values and political culture of the European Union at the moment is undoubtedly the Treaty of Lisbon, which was signed in 2007 and came into force in 2010. This document actually promotes the major political values of the European Union, such as freedom, human dignity, human rights, including different minorities, as well as equality and also rule of law. At the moment, all these principles are embedded into the Article 2 of the Treaty of Lisbon, which plays a significant role as a document which promotes the European values not only within the European Union but also outwards. For instance, at the moment, the European Union tries to promote its value policy towards the post-Soviet space, and there are several member states which are the active partners of the European Union within this sphere, and the major principles and major values of the European Union are embedded in so-called acquis communautaire. So it's the legal framework of the European Union, which must be adopted by the potential partners of the European Union and so on. At the moment, the European Union tries also to evolve into more flexible structure, and it also concerns the question of political values which are promoted by the integration structure. And one of the major principles in this flexibility is also trying to promote democracy and also to take into account the current political and economic situation in different regions and different states which are to be partners of the European Union. But as a whole, the Treaty of Lisbon and also other legal framework of the European Union postulate the principle of promoting best practice and promoting democracy in different regions in order to make the cooperation between the European Union as a democratic entity and other member states outside the European Union, which are not so democratic. So to make this cooperation going on the principle of compromise and also finding the ways for a dialogue. The major structures which are promoting the European values or the values of the European Union and also promoting the cultural, political culture of the European Union are not only the European institutions such as European Parliament, European Commission, European Council or Council of Ministers. They are playing significant role, but they are not the only ones. The European Union has a widespread network of NGOs, non-governmental organizations, which are really active in different regions of the world, and first of all in the neighboring regions of the European Union. For instance, within the post-Soviet space, the European Union has a lot of NGOs which are promoting their values and political culture of the European Union. But the European Union also tries to exert special so-called vehicles to promote its values and political culture. One of the best known is actually the program of neighborhood. For instance, if we take different regions such as post-Soviet space, the European Union tries to promote the program of so-called Eastern Partnership, which is focused on 6 former post-Soviet space. And one of the major activity of the European Union is promoting actually the vision of the European Union and also European political values and political culture to these countries. This process is really going, and one should say that European Union is a really active actor, transferring its values and transferring its political culture to other regions of the world. And this is actually really important for the existential function of the European Union. If it succeeds as an integration structure and keeps going, it will be a good sign for the other regions to integrate and to have the process of regional integration going. The role of the European institution in elaboration of political values is a significant one, due to the fact that actually the European institutions such as European Parliament as legislative body, European Commission, European Council, Council of Ministers as executive ones, and European Court of Justice as a judiciary branch, they are actually really important in promoting political values, not only within the European Union, but also outward. It means actually that the European Union tries to make itself relevant not only for the current member states, within the dialogue between the supranational institutions and the national institutions, the institutions on the national level, but it also tries to promote its vision via the dialogue between the representatives of the European institutions, such as, for instance, European Commission, and the representatives of member states outside the European Union. For instance, if we take the post-Soviet space, it's the head of states and also head of governments of different states within the post-Soviet space. But if we take the role of European institutions, for instance, within the European Commission, there is a division of activities between different so-called European commissioners, and one of the major role plays the High Representative of foreign policy and foreign affairs, which represents the European Union all over the world, as well as the head of the European Council, European President, and also the High Commissioner of the European Commission, which is one of the major executive body and promoting the vision of the European Union, not only within the European Union, but also outward. European Parliament election contributed a significant role to promotion of the European Union political culture and political values. The European Parliament elections, which are due to take place on the 29th of May 2019, will be a great opportunity for the European Union not only to make itself relevant for the people of the member states of the European Union, but also to show its democratic essence and democratic essential part of the European Union. So the European Parliament is a legislative body of the European Union, which is elected by the populace of the member states, is probably the best example how the European Union political values, such as democracy, such as freedoms, such as the rule of law, play the role in summoning such supranational institution, and also to show actually the active role of the European institutions in promoting political values. So the European Union elections, which are to take place, also help to show the essence of the political parties within the European Union. One of the major political parties are so-called European People's Party and also Social Democratic Party within the European Union. These parties have the opportunity to show their self-determination and their commitment to the basic principles and basic values of the European Union, such as democracy and freedoms. European Parliament, which first was summoned in 1979, proved actually that the European Union, and when it was European Economic Community, is a working structure. So the upcoming elections to the European Parliament should show also the good results of acting of the European Union as a supranational institution, and also to stress the political dimension of the European Union, because the political dimension of the European Union actually formulates the political agenda of the European Union.